What's going on, everybody? It is Elamar Deshay, and I am back. Yo, just take a fucking chance. Like, literally, please just take a chance before you're dead. All right. Last year, exactly a year from today, I was living in Dallas, Texas. I literally was in Oak Cliff, Texas, right across the street from the Redbird Mall, living in the hood in an empty ass apartment by myself, and I was fucking lonely. I was sad, and I didn't know what to do with my life. All I know is I had just packed up everything that I owned into my 99 Buick LeSabre. Her name is Tracy Chapman, and I drove from Iowa to Dallas, Texas. I didn't have a plan really outside of that. That was just, my plan was to get outside of Iowa. I did it. I lived there for like 7-8 months. I went completely broke. I racked up credit card debt. I fucking got scammed out of some money. I'll tell y'all about that later. But like, it's just crazy what happens when you take a chance and it doesn't work out, but you're persistent enough to keep going. Like, when I went back to Iowa, yo, I had felt so defeated. I had felt like I failed myself, and I had failed everybody that I knew was rooting for me. And I was not in a good place mentally, emotionally, spiritually, anything. I just was sad, bro. And it's like, when you take a chance and you stand on it, it's like, oh, I'm gonna make it this time, and it doesn't work out. Man, that fucking black cloud that sits over you is just a wild thing. And I say it's a wild thing for the simple fact of it's either gonna make you or break you. That cloud that comes over you when you fail is either gonna make you wanna get back up, or it's gonna keep you down. And I'll be honest, y'all, I thought it was gonna keep me down. When I went back to Iowa, life was not anything like I remembered. It was so much worse because I had been exposed to another part of the fucking world. Essentially, like, where I'm from and where I was living at are two different worlds. I was so used to seeing nothing but white faces, white culture, white people, and I went from that to living in fucking Dallas. It was a culture shock. But essentially, like, the amazing thing of what happened was it showed me that, like, I'm persistent. When I refused to let that, like, cloud hang over me, it showed me that I was persistent enough to get back up, and I knew I had to try again, right? So essentially, I found another way out of Iowa, and I took it. And now I'm in Florida. Yo, I literally found a work exchange program. It's called WOOF. You can do your own research on it, WWOOF. And I ended up on a farm in Florida. Outside of that, I didn't know how I was going to stay in Florida. I just said, I'm going to figure out a way. So I came down to Florida, and I was here. I was actually living in Old Town, Florida, which is, you want to talk about redneck country central? That's exactly where I was at. I was in the heart of it, and I knew I had to get the fuck out of there. So essentially, like, the powers that be, whatever, and I figured out that I knew somebody who lived in Clearwater, and he just happened to have a fucking extra room, and now we're roommates, and I'm living in Florida, Clearwater, Florida. But essentially, the point of this video is, like, y'all gotta take the chance. I promise you. Like, you're not gonna know how it's gonna work out. You're not gonna know the exact steps that you gotta take to get where you're going. You just have to jump. Like, and I know it sounds so cliche and it sounds so easy, and it's definitely not, but like, taking the jump is the hardest part of all of it. Like, now that I look back and I've jumped out of Iowa twice now, and I can say that was literally by far the hardest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. But it has been so fucking life-changing that I can't even explain. Like, I'm not even the same person I was a year and a half ago. I'm nothing, not even similar. Like, yo, like, I wish I could just, like, give y'all and show y'all what it feels like to just, like, shed that old layer of you, that old, essentially, ego that you have that tells you that you can or cannot do something, or everything that you know about. Like, yo, just, like, take a chance. That's all I'm trying to say. This is the point of this video. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, if you don't take that chance for that one thing that you have in your heart that you always wanted to do, like, you're gonna regret it. And I promise you, like, nothing, you don't want to live with any form of regret. Because when your time comes, like, your time it comes. Like, and I'm just the type of person that like I'm going to do everything that I want to do now, and I'm not gonna, wait until quote unquote retirement to live the good life. Who says that we're gonna even live that long? Who knows when our time is? But it's just like, y'all, take a fucking chance. I'm Elamar Deshay. I'm from Iowa. I was living in Dallas, Texas last year, and now I'm living in fucking Florida. If you would ask me a year ago, would I have thought that I would be living in Florida a year from now? I would have said hell no. Like, it's crazy that both times I left, when I went to Dallas and I went to Florida, I had never been to either place before I left. I just said, okay, fuck it, I'm going. And I did it. And I know not everybody can do that. I get it. Some people have different levels of responsibility. But like, yo, you gotta come up with a plan. I promise you, please do not settle for the life that you were given or what you think is the right way to do things. Like, live life on your own terms. Do not live according to what somebody else wants you to do or what your family wants you to do. Like, live for you. Because at the end of the day, when your time comes, you're going to be in that casket alone.